Okay, good afternoon and Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate it, and Happy Holidays for those of you who don't. As you know, it is December the 25th. It is Christmas Day. I thought I'd make a special. I've been asked by quite a few subscribers who don't have anything else to do Christmas afternoon would I release a film. So I've done an extra special video for you today. Got some absolutely beautiful things that I purchased, and I'm going to share with you today's car boot sale haul. My name is Walter Neal, and I am an antique dealer or reseller. I buy and sell antiques and collectibles and flip them for a profit. So shall we get to looking at today's haul? I've got some really nice things. Okay, I'm going to start off with something that looks absolutely nothing. Now, a few of you may know what this is already. Obviously, it's a mirror. It's not just a mirror. This is a 303 smile mirror, or otherwise known as a trench mirror. Now, during the First World War in the trenches, you'd have your bayonet there, and this would stick onto your bayonet through the spike, and then you could have a shave or whatever you wanted to do. You can see the distress in the glass. There is a stamp on you. There's a French mark or French writing on you somewhere. He did say to me, although I can't seem to find it at the moment. There is supposedly some writing on you, but I'll have to have a look at it, tidy under an eyeglass or a mark or something. But we have a First World War trench mirror. Now, the dealer I purchased it off bought it last week for a few pounds, took it home, done some research, and then brought it to the car boot sale and sold it to me. I gave him £75. Sounds a lot of money, doesn't it? However, have a look at some of these prices. I managed to find two. This particular one was sold. World War I British Army trench mirror, France 1914. And this was actually sold. Now, I like the label on the inside of that. It's got a mark on it there. I'm wondering if that's what he was referring to on this. Yeah, there's the stamp. I'll show you in just a moment. That maker's mark there is what I got on this one here. So I'll show you in just a moment. So that was the first one there, little field mirror. That one's a sold price, and this one is an asking price for a plain one, $357. Now if I remove that, you should see the writing just above my finger there. There's the stamp. So the same front stamp that that one had there for the £517. So that's my first buy. A real nice little bit of history, a 303 smile mirror. Next, I was down in Splott, obviously, car boot sale in Cardiff, and one of the regular dealers there calls a few boys over. I thought nothing of it. A couple of hours later, he comes and sees me. He says, "Will you come and have a look at some paintings I've got?" So I go across and look at some paintings. Anyway, my first answer to him was, they need to be in auction, but if you're selling them, give me an option. Plain and simple. And when I went back to my stall, that's exactly what the other dealers had said to them. Go put them in auction to get the proper money, or give us a shout. Anyway, an hour later, the dealer that saw him first went down, made an offer of 200. The dealer opposite went down and made an offer of 300. I went down there just to see what they were doing, you know, if they put them in auction, and I thought, I'll take some photographs and do some research on them. Anyway, he said to me, well, if you part with 400, you can have them. So I paid £400 for this group of pictures, paintings. These are original Dutch oil paintings on canvas. They were framed up quite a while back. Church Street, Albany Road, Cardiff. So that's the first, Monks Eating. Now I have got some photographs of these. Because it's hard to get a decent image view, I've actually photographed it. So there's the image, as best I can because of the glass. It's very hard to get an image without the reflection of the light and anything else acting like a mirror. So you can see beautiful, beautiful quality. Believe me, the picture does not do justice to what I've got. Now, my research is really all over the place. I'm going to show you a few things, and then at the end, I'm going to talk to you a bit more. All right, so bear with me. So first of all here, we have an oil on canvas framed mid-19th century, 1830 to 1860, of two monks eating, almost identical to what I've got, £350. I have another here, which is the identical painting with the monk with his finger in his mouth, the saucepan, and the other monk looking over to him with the food, same hat, same everything. Now this one is Cooking Monk's original oil on board painting by Lucius Rossi, circa 1895. Now what I have learned is that a lot of these paintings were done by a school. There's another one there, gone through art price, so I can't get the price on that one. But this one describes them as an antique signed original art school oil painting. So what they are saying is they're copying the original by Lucius Rossi. So where the original actually is, I don't know, but these are done through a school of the period, 19th century, or early 20th century, and done at a school where they've obviously studied the art and then they've copied the masters. So I'm wondering if this is, well, I would say it's probably another copy looking at it, but it is absolutely amazing quality. We have another one here. Again, same painting, monk with his finger to his mouth, the saucepan, everything. 500 to 700 estimate. I can't see the sold price, unfortunately. So that was the first. This is one of 3 paintings I've had, and they're all absolutely amazing quality. So that's the first one. Okay, so here we have an absolute beautiful image of an old elderly couple sitting down together, cuddling, reading a newspaper. Look at the quality of the painting. Absolutely superb. It's oil on canvas again, same framers of Albany Road, Cardiff. Now, if I put that one down, I've done research. Now, if I come across to here, there was one sold through Catawiki for around $350, and they attributed it to Acelli Petroselli. 1861 to 1929. Now, I don't know if it's after this one again, or whether or not they buy him, but that one actually sold for $350. Then I found this one here, which is almost identical. It's an elderly couple reading. They're asking $200. And then there's this one here, which is in the Marks Art Gallery, $340. So the average, is $200 to $300. Bearing in mind now, Catawiki sold this one for $350. And there are people asking as much as $1,400 or so for this one, and as low as like a couple of hundred to $300. Now, you'd think comfortably the pay by should be £400 or £500, no problem at all. However, based on everyone else's research, I put them up on Identifying Value My Paintings on Facebook to get some help, because they are signed. And this is what come back, and this is one heck of a curveball. Here we have a pair of Dutch oil on canvas paintings, late 19th, early 20th century, available for just under £200 for the pair, which is £100 a piece, which is absolutely crazy money, to be totally honest with you, for the quality of the paintings. They are absolutely superb. So I don't understand why they are so cheap when everyone else is such good money, and they've put them down as late 19th, early 20th century Dutch oil paintings, gilt frame, circa 1900. Two monks and a man and woman. So somebody's making a mistake somewhere. But from the sheer volume of these paintings out there, and there are a lot of them, I'm pretty safely going to say these are all after the originals by the art school that was actually, in production in the late 19th, early 20th century. So far I'm into £400 into these paintings, and it's looking like that's all I'm going to get back off these two. But this one here, I can't find another, and this is the best. This one here is absolutely spectacular. 18 inches, 15 inches across, no, 25 inches down, 18 across, sorry. And we have a monk reading scriptures or whatever. It is absolutely beautiful quality. Again, canvas, glazed at the front but on canvas. Same framer, Roberts of Cardiff. Now they've been around since the mid-19th century. I think I've got a photograph to share with you of the monk. Well, that's as good a shot as I can get of the monk because of the glass reflection. It is an absolute nightmare. You can see there it is signed example. And again, I've asked for help on this one, but nobody's been able to come up with the signature of the artist. You can see there, I tried getting a decent photograph there, and there I am in the background, just turning the glass into a mirror. But you can see there, look at the quality of that painting. It is absolutely superb. Now, what I can say is I've got bugs and everything, dead bugs in the bottom of it here. I'm going to have to take it out of the frame to clean it, clean the glass, and then put it back in. So when it's out of the frame, I'm going to get the photographs of it. Now, I know that Antique Centre is selling the pair for 200. They shouldn't last long. And then I'm going to be putting 200 a piece on the small ones for my money back. And I think they're worth every penny. They're absolutely beautiful quality. But the large one, I'm not going to sell until I figure out who he is. It's more than likely going to be another art school piece because they all come from the same place. However, even if it is another art school product, student piece, it's still going to be going up to like £400 or £500. That's how I see it. I see the little ones at 200 a piece, 200 to 300 a piece, and I see the big one at 400 to 600, which ties in, Catawiki sold one at 350. Others out there feel exactly the same as I do. The quality is superb. But I'm £400 into these paintings. So believe me, and I mean this honestly, I could live with them in the home. So it wouldn't worry me too much if they couldn't sell them. I would live with them in the home. They are absolutely amazing, and they have an amazing look. Next piece will shock you. We have a Bakelite necklace. Now this is known as Cherry Amber Bakelite, which is one of the most popular and expensive colors they do. Now when you're looking at Bakelite, first thing you want to do is visually inspect it under an eyeglass. You don't want no seams. If you've got seams on it, it's just plastic. You don't want no seams. You want the scratches and the tiny chipping around it where it's drilled, things like that. There are tests you can do. You can use a car metal polish, and you put it on a cotton bud, and when you swab it on, it changes color. So I'm going to do a video on how to test Bakelite one day. This is a tested piece. Now, Bakelite sells by weight as well as by collectability, antique value, and all the rest of it. This is one of the dearest things you can buy. It's almost as dear as gold, if not dearer. me show you some of the prices. Now, I'm not expecting to get these prices before you start. I'm just showing you as shock factor. Okay, so all I searched was cherry Bakelite necklace. There's the top one there, £4,000 for 355-gram necklace. 2.5. These are sold prices as well, mind. 2,500 for 142 grams. 2,600 for 226 grams. It's not all about the weight. 120-gram necklace there, £2,000. 1,900 for a 64-gram necklace. 1,700. You get the point. This Bakelite jewelry sells like hotcakes. Look at that. Beautiful. 150-gram. Look at them beads. Absolutely stunning. 1,344. So you get the idea. These are crazy money. Now the prices go all the way down to a couple of £100, depending on what you've got, what the seller knows, how confident the seller is with the descriptions, how good the photographs are. Ah, perfect. Here's somebody here. I said about testing. You can test with the metal polish. See there? They've used a cotton swab, tested with the polish, and the colour changed on the autosolve. So that just talks about, but I'm going to do a video on that anyway, but that just tells you, because when you use this car polish on plastic, it doesn't change colour. But you use it on Bakelite, it changes colour. So anyway, I'm not going to do them all. They do come down into the hundreds, like 500s here, 500, but there's a lot of them sold. You can see there's good money in this Bakelite jewelry. Then I came to this one here. Very, very poor photographing. Only 56 grams in weight. Very similar to what I've got. The large beads at the bottom graduating up to the top. They sold it 18 bids for £455. Now mine cost me £30 off a dealer who knew it was Bakelite. Just didn't realise the value, I think, but sold it to me for £30 at the boot sale. So that's one that will be going on the website at some point. I don't know when. Off the same dealer, I purchased this, which is natural coral, little sticks. It's just a nice coral necklace with a solid silver or sterling silver bow mount with marker seats. This was probably with the marker seats Art Deco, 1920s, 30s. Now it's been restrung on almost fishing line, I think. So it needs to be restrung. So I'm going to restring it on. I may even find some vintage wire. I buy enough costume jewelry and things like that I can strip a necklace and restring these on proper period string and then tie it off, and then we'll have a beautiful coral necklace. Now I know some corals are endangered and protected, but this won't be one of them. And that owes me a whole £5, which is $7.50. Sorry for the pricing. The pictures at £400 are about $600, and the Bakelite necklace at £30 is about $55. Moving on, this was clever. Now I was at the car boot sale, and they pulls out a World War I Winchester bayonet. So there's a picture of the bayonet, absolutely snapped and heartbroken. Now the gentleman's selling it, and I said to him, well, somebody can weld it and it'll still display well. If they want to weld it together and frame it up, it'll still display really well. So I paid £12, but I didn't buy it for the bayonet. With the bayonet come this, an original scabbard, or sheath, whatever you want to call it. It was a scabbard for a Winchester World War I bayonet. That is as rare as the bayonet itself. He was so focused on the snapped bayonet that he didn't really consider the value just of the scabbard. So I bought them both in the morning, about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning for £12. I put that straight in the car. I put the bayonet back out on the stall and sold it for £12. So this doesn't owe me a penny. Totally free. That should be worth somewhere £30 to £50 just for that. No problem at all, and it's free. I was after a bit of luck. Okay, next piece. Bought 2 pieces off one dealer for £65, so £32.50 a piece. But £65 is about $100, $110. So first of all, we have this bronzed finish spelter, Art Deco Deer. It's got this big Art Deco swooping horn at the back here. It's on marble, albeit the marble's had chip into the corners. See the polishing? They've polished the corners there and there. The chips have been removed. They've been polished pretty well as well, to be honest with you. But the mistake they done, they should have polished the back. Even though it's perfect, they should have matched it in. So we got an Art Deco stag in spelter on marble. 1930s, give or take, somewhere around there. Now, I can't find the identical one, but just to give you an idea of some. Now, I run a search. There was very limited offer on eBay, nothing even similar to what I got. But I just wanted you to see some of the variations. You got a single stag here. They're asking like £322. Much nicer than what I got mine. This one here is similar. Single stag with a horn swooping back, £129. Check, I am screen sharing. Yes. So carrying on down. This one here I think is very plain. It's just a deer, a fawn, stood on marble. I prefer mine actually with the horn swooping back, and they add 63 plus tax on that one. I did see one that was similar-ish. A single horn, but where did that go? No, I think the closest one I can find is sort of that for £130. There's nothing in the soles that I could match it to, nothing in the current I could match it to, or on Google. So, but real nice Art Deco stag, and £32.50, you know, about $50, $55. It's a winner. I can tell you that much now. It's in good condition. It's had these polished, but the fact they've been polished means it doesn't really make much difference. With the same seller, as I said, 2 items for $65. I had this, which is a vintage hand-stitched leather gun case. Now, before we open it, it would have had straps coming round and up through here, which it doesn't have the straps. It's got a real nice brass secure lever lock, which the clip and that does work, but I don't have the key. Other than that, the corners are all nicely mounted in leather again. You can get them in brass, but that's more leather. When I open them up, and it's finished in a green baize. Now, one thing I did notice, this has been rebaized. And how do I know that? Because they haven't took it all the way up into this corner at the top there. They finished short by about ½ centimetre or a centimetre. Now, a proper gunsmith or gunmaker would not have done that. So this is probably like snooker table felt that's been redone. The quality of the case is absolutely superb. It really is. Age, I haven't figured out yet. It could be, well, it's more than likely a 20th century example. However, it is of real good quality. There is a name on there. You can see it just there. Spear Kill Winning. Now, when I searched the name, couldn't find anything related to kind of family from 1850 onwards with that name. So I don't know how far the family went. I haven't done loads of research on it yet. I'm not really that bothered about it at the moment. When I come to sell, I'll do more research, but let me just give you some ideas. Gun cases are still collectible. Okay, so I'm not expecting mine to pull these figures, but you know, because it's been relined, and I don't have the straps. But let me just give you an idea. These gun cases do sell. All these are sold prices. And it's more for you to see that there is a market still for these gun cases. And that's a good example here of what I mean with the brass ends, brass corners. Mine's got the leather corners. So they're all selling. Now, I've opened a few of these up with the green and that, and the green for mine is just wrong. Mine's too much like a snooker table. It should be this faded green that you get on these. Let me show you this one. You see that faded and all the way up to the top rimler. So that's how you knew mine was either a more modern example or had been relined. I would say it's been relined because it's got the old, you know, brass mechanism and everything. Anyway, the prices of those go all the way down. There's about 100 sold. The prices go all the way down to like 75, 80 pounds. So there's going to be a profit on the gun case. Okay, this next piece come in with the trench art mirror. Now I've paid £25 for this piece. Now this is a mid-century metal and some sort of plywood finish on the ends. It is a Swedish piece, Swedish design. Small Lands Design, Sweden. Now, I tried Googling it, tried searching eBay. Now, the closest thing I can find is this. By a gentleman called Arthur Salm. You see these, but they're finished slightly different. They got the wood on the sides and the aluminium or the stainless steel rather, bowl. Very, very similar. And I was wondering if he did this one. Now these are pulling absolute crazy money. Let me see if there's one in stock. In stock. Don't. Let's try this one. Does I say anything? Lower they sold for 45. Bear with me. Let's just do this. Shopping. Let's go back. Anyway, I found them for as much as £300 for that bowl, but that bowl may not have any relation to this bowl. But I've paid £25 for it. It's Swedish, it's mid-century modern, and it is a real nice design. I just got to do more research to find the designer. I'm never going to lose on £25 on it. It is a fruit bowl, believe it or not. It's just a really modern looking one. And anything Swedish, I buy straight away, no problem at all. Okay, next two pieces are a bit unusual even for me. I have purchased a pair of African drums. This is the first. Now, there's no skin, no top on them, granted. Now, if you look here, can you see here where it's been chipped away? You can see all the grooves where the chisels have chipped it away. So it's been hand carved. And I tell you what it feels like. It feels like a piece of Mouseman furniture, where it's all been chipped away by hand and then finished off. It's also the same inside. You can see all the chisel marks around the inside where it's been finished off lovely. Now, it's hollow, obviously. It's got this rope coming around here, just a bit of decoration. Now, there's no engraving or nothing on this one, just the old antique finish with the chisel. And it's got a beautiful colour. That's the first one. This one has got a tree, like a palm tree, cut into it. Hoping you can see that. It's got a map down the bottom down here. That's a map, probably a map of Africa. It's got more raw decoration. So if I lift that up, you should be able to see the map better. And this one is quite rough inside in comparison to the other. This one hasn't been finished off inside. And to be honest with you, you're likely to cut yourself. It's that sharp and jagged inside. It's almost as if they just carved it out as quick as they can, or roughly, and it hasn't been finished the same quality as the other. So I don't think they're of the same period. In my opinion, this one's newer than that one. However, I paid a whole £35 for the pair, which is about $60. Now, the gentleman in question beat me to them. He was a dealer. He bought them. Bought them on a Wednesday, sold them to me on the Thursday, and made a £5. Literally, that's all he done. I watched him buy them. He beat me to them on the one day, paid £30 for the pair, sold them to me for £35. Now, you have two options with them. You can reskin them and redo them as drums, or you imagine this as a plant stand or vase in a conservatory. Beautiful, authentic African drums, all hand carved, as a plant pot. That's my thinking. So I'm not going to actually do anything to them. I'm just going to sell them exactly how they are, separate them out, and sell them exactly how they are. So that's where I'm at with those two. Okay, my final lot is a job lot. It's a little out of taste now for what it was. It used to cost a lot more money. But I have bought a massive job lot of quimper or camper. So you've got the bowl, you've got the plate. These are all Henriot quimper of France. So you've got the little two dishes there. You can see he was asking £5 just for that little dish. I got a nice basket. Some of this is quite old. This one is different. This is HB quimper. A nice little cup. I got quite a lot of it anyway. I got a basket full. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got a set of 6 Henriot Camper bowls. I don't know how many of these there are. Another tube there. One of those had a hairline or a crack through it then. It's Henriot quimper again. There's another bowl, so 7 of them. A much larger bowl. Now, there must be 8 bowls because he was selling the 8 bowls for £22. Unless he's referring to this scoop. Little dish there. We have a little scallop shell. There's a shame. It's a hairline through that. That probably went with the cup by hand. We got a little shoe. And then we have another plate. Now the plates sell quite well, especially with these ladies on. And that's quite a large plate. So I paid £15 for the basket full of the quimper. And when I started taking all the quimper out, I actually found them in 1 or 2 pieces. Bear with me a second. Okay, so in the bottom of the basket underneath all the quimper was this, which is nothing and something and nothing. It's just a bit of Wedgwood jasper ware, blue and white, but it was in the basket, so it's something I'll put back out at the car boot sale, or I'll hold it until I got a job lot again, because I just sell these by the job lot, not individually. It's not enough value on them individually unless you get an 18th or 19th century piece or a multicolour piece. If you get 3 or 4 colours in a piece of Wedgwood, you're talking hundreds. In amongst it again was this little dragon of some description. Lowenstoff dragon. Very small, very small. I actually thought, when I saw it, I actually thought it was a handle broken off one of the cups. But it's fully stamped up. So it's a bit of USSR. It's not a lot of value to it. A couple of quid, 2 or 3, 4, 5 pounds, something like that. It's just an unusual piece. And again, what I do with these is I'll save them up and I'll sell them as a job lot of animals, USSR animals. So that is the extent of today's video. I hope for you children, Santa visited and you had lots of presents. And I hope you adults have a nice Christmas dinner and a nice glass afterwards. So if you've tuned in and watched me at Christmas, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time. And if you're watching late, again, thank you for watching. What can I say? Merry Christmas, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.